I was taught when I was growing up that each horse is just like a person, they're individual, and it's sort of up to you as the rider and the caretaker to figure out what it is that makes them the best they can be. I think just like in anything, with a great teacher that can bring out the best in a student, it's a little bit the same with us with the horses. We have to be a little bit of mind readers and just get to know them well enough that you know when something's irregular or off with them and be able to get ahead of it if you can. What do I look for in a horse? I look for their eyes, big, beautiful, bright, intelligent-looking eyes like she has. I grew up riding American thoroughbreds. I tend to gravitate towards the lighter horse. I think leading up to a competition, you'll have been working with the horse day in and day out probably. It's important for me to feel that the horse is the same, what I'm used to. If the horse is a little bit fresh or a little bit lethargic, as long as that's normal, then that's fine. I think what you don't want is to have a sudden change in temperament or in attitude towards what their job is. Some of the things that are fairly straightforward are the feeding and supplement programs that we have. The things that we can do that we know are proven. It's not that they say, oh wow, I really like that food, give me more of that. We have to know how their reaction is, and with a company like Red Mills, there's so much history behind them and so much data that it's pretty much a given that whatever we're feeding them is based on what they need, and it works for them. I'm really fortunate right now to have a great couple of teams behind me. My sister, Mary Elizabeth, who's worked alongside of me for decades. 2 apprentice riders, Julie Wells from the United States and Charlie Jones, who's from England and is Nick Skelton's nephew. A team of horses, I've got really some exciting young ones coming along. This one in particular, she's 7 years old and her name is Celeste. I've got another 7-year-old named Diadem Dutat. So both of those I'm really excited about. I have an 8-year-old that I think is gonna move up into hopefully the 5-star Grand Prix next year named Goldwyn. He's a very exciting horse. And then I've got my sort of tried and true group, which is Kung Fu, who I love dearly, and Ceremony, who I jumped at the WEG in Tryon a few years ago, and a lovely mare named Florette. When I'm working with young riders or students, it's important for me to see from them that they're interested in the care of their horse. When we grew up riding was only a small part of what we did. We were probably 95% learning how to take care of the horses and doing the barn chores and looking after things like that, 5% riding. In order to be the best rider you can be, you need to have all-around knowledge of the care, the feeding, the maintenance of their legs, taking care of their soundness, shoeing, the whole thing. I think that the temperament of a horse, particularly one that you want to achieve the highest level, is critical. It's not difficult to pick out a horse that jumps well, that's balanced, but I think at the end, when they have to walk in the ring in Aachen, or they have to walk into the ring at the Olympic Games, it's all about their mindset. They have that kind of confidence and that sort of an ego that they're tough. The little horse that I rode, Cedric, he should have never done what he did. He's tiny and he was afraid of everything, and yet when he went into the ring at the Olympic Games, he took it on like he was big star. And then, to pair that with the rider, I think that there are some horses that prefer somebody who's stronger temperament, whose attitude is maybe tough and aggressive. And then there are a lot of horses who want a rider who's sympathetic and quiet and patient. So again, that goes back to the matching of the horse and the rider and having the best possible combination.